Hi everybody, it's me Tara. Welcome back to Live Pro Talk. It's been a while. Definitely been a minute. So today we are going to talk about scalp health and scalp prep. It is just one of the things that I know not many people are paying attention to in certain aspects and then having some issues. So I thought, why not do live on that today? So let me put on my trusty glasses or I can't see a thing. Okay, so you're removing your hair system and you've removed that system. You're now going to put on another system. What are you looking to do first? Well, you want to make sure you get all of that adhesive off your head. So you want that head nice and clean. You want to make sure you're getting all of the old adhesive off that scalp. And what's the best way to do that once you've used your cleansers? So you used your C22, maybe your KP Skin Mint to remove all of that adhesive. And now you're prepping the scalp to put a hair piece back on. But to have the best head you need, alcohol. Alcohol is going to remove majority of any extra oils. You want to make sure you get that nice and clean, removing all the oils before you put on any other system. You can use, I believe this one's 99%. You can use even 70%. Unfortunately, vodka is only 40%, so you can't use that. Anything 70% and higher is going to be ideal for getting that scalp definitely nice and clean, oil-free, removing any bacterial that's on there. That's going to really make sure that scalp is nice and prepped for the next step, which is a skin prep. So why do you use a skin prep? Well, everybody has different reasons why they use them. They can help with extra sweating, if it's very humid out, if you're going to be doing any activities, say in water, it's going to actually help to keep that adhesive nice and attached to the skin, and it's going to stop you from having any kind of like major breakouts or any actual issues with the adhesives themselves. So we have a few of them. One of the two main ones, that I like to use is the Walker tape. This one is the scalp protector. Again, a really easy product to use. So after you've used your alcohol, you're going to go in, spray your scalp protector, let it dry. It's that easy. It's not going to take more than a few seconds for that to dry. At that point, you can then either apply glue, you can apply the system with tape on it. However you're doing your applications, you can definitely go in and do it from that point. It is, like I said, fairly easy to use. You just kind of spray it on and then go. If you have more of an issue with your scalp, perhaps you have dandruff, maybe you have irritation going on with your scalp, not necessarily an allergic reaction, which we'll talk about that in a second, not necessarily an allergic reaction, but an actual issue with just being sensitive to products. The KP Skin Med is probably one of the better products to use. This product here actually goes on and has a layer that stays on your skin for quite a long time. When I teach classes and I put it on my skin, it literally will be there for days after I've washed my hands, everything. So this stuff actually does leave a really good coating on that skin. So if you're really sensitive or maybe you do sweat a lot, this is a really good product to use to prep that skin. These are essential. You really want to use them. You don't want to skip alcohol. You don't want to skip the scalp prepping with the products. It's going to make or break your head when you're actually putting that system on, whether it's irritation or anything. So you really want to make sure that you do use these products with each other, not just one or the other. Use both. When to not apply a system. Okay, so say you've applied a system and you're noticing your scalp is really irritated. You took it off, you have a lot of irritation on that skin. If there's any kind of like pustules, I hate to talk, it's kind of gross, but any kind of like pustules or sores of any kind, you don't want to put that system back on your head, and you definitely don't want to be putting any kind of glues or tapes or anything on that head. You have to give that head some time to breathe. If you don't, you're going to essentially make it worse. So do not put a system back on your head if you have any kind of sores. If your head is just a little itchy, That is completely normal, and we do understand that does happen as hair is growing back underneath. It can make the head a little itchy at times. That's nothing too much to worry about. If it's a little red, maybe due to the way you took your system off, you were a little rough with it, that also is okay. You can literally let the hair just relax maybe for a few hours. A really great product to use for slight irritations. Now, I'm not talking allergic reactions, just some irritation, is Penitin cream is actually a really great product that you can actually use if you maybe have some little irritation. That's a product that would be used for babies' butts when you before you put on the diaper. But it is an actual really great product to help with any kind of irritation on the scalp. You can't leave that on and put the system back on. You would have to put it on, let it soak in a little bit, but then you would still have to clean and prep your head beforehand before putting that system back on. But if you do have a little bit of irritation, it is a great thing to try. If you do have sores or pustules or anything that's going to be an issue, with putting your system back on, I always advise people go see your doctors, maybe get an allergy test, see how it is before you go and put a system back on. You're better off to have no hair for a couple days than, end up having future problems later on. That's definitely something we don't want. So these are some of the preps that you want to do to your scalp before putting on the system. Now, this is the thing. How do we keep our heads healthy while we're wearing a system? So there's a few things you can look into. Number one, there are people that have dandruff or, they get that very flaky scalp. Perhaps that's something that you experience. If you have a system, like a lace system, a mono system, where product can get into the head, you can definitely try Nizoral. Nizoral is something, I know you can get it from Shoppers. I believe Costco has it. It is dermatologist recommended. It is better than Head and Shoulders. It actually does help with any kind of dandruff, dry scalp, issues like that. I have had a few clients who have had some just very sensitive scalps, and they use that Nizoral even when they're washing their hair normally, and their scalps have improved, I would say like 90%. So Nizoral is a really great product to possibly try out just to keep your scalp in good condition if you do have dandruff or any of those issues. Now, some of the issues that are caused by not rinsing your head enough. So, number one, you have to wash your hair. You have to wash that system. I'm not saying you have to wash it every day. You can do it 2 to 3 times a week, but you do have to wash it. Don't leave it to just us coming in and doing it when you get a service. Your head does still sweat. You do have things going on. You want to really make sure you wash that scalp. If you're wearing a mono system or a lace system, things are still getting within that hair system and hitting your head. So you have to make sure you clean it again. If you're wearing a skin base, you're pretty much safe on that end because nothing's getting there underneath. But lace and mono systems, you really do need to make sure that you're cleaning that scalp regularly. Number two, when you do shampoo your hair, rinse, rinse, rinse. I can't say that enough. You can get almost a buildup of shampoo or conditioner on the scalp if you do not rinse it off properly. So you wash your hair, rinse it. When you think you've rinsed it enough, rinse it some more. You cannot rinse enough because then what happens is the shampoo gets into the lace or the mono, it sits on the scalp. If you're not rinsing enough, it's going to sit on the scalp. That's going to cause irritation, which is then going to cause issues for your scalp later on. So you want to make sure that you rinse that head really, really well. Make sure it's really clean. Then from there, you're going to condition. Obviously, your system, you want to keep it nice and moist. And again, rinse really well. This is going to be very important to make sure that scalp stays in good condition because there's nothing worse than an irritated scalp and then you're adding glues and tapes and everything else. It's not going to be good for you. Again, so here's one of our questions. How do you know if you're allergic to an actual adhesive? First off, usually it'll be sore. So if you have an allergy, we usually suggest people before they start doing any kind of attachment with glues or tapes or anything, you do a patch test. If you're doing this at home, it's really easy to do a patch test. You just take the product, you can kind of put a little bit behind your ear, the inner part of your elbow, and you're just gonna leave that for 24 hours to see if you have any sensitivities. I usually like it either on the neck or behind the ear because that's the closest to your scalp, so you can really see how your body's going to react to it. If you have no major irritations or redness or soreness, you shouldn't be allergic to the product. However, there is a thing called contact dermatitis where if you are using a product all the time, you could form an allergic reaction or a reaction to a product. That's not to say it's always going to happen, but it can happen. So even if you used a product for a long time and now all of a sudden you have some irritation with it, take that as a sign as your body's changing. Maybe switch up your product, see how that is. One other thing you don't want to do, and I know it sounds almost like counterintuitive, before we put on a system, we usually do shave our heads with the shaver, like with the trimmers. Do not go in with a razor. Razors are too sharp. You're then actually cutting little parts of your skin, which then you're going to start putting products on it. It could irritate your skin way more than you want. So just using trimmers is more than close enough to your scalp as you need. You don't need to go down with an actual razor blade and like shave that head and then start putting all of this stuff on top of your freshly shaved skin. Trimmers, that is enough. You don't need the hair going down that low. Also, too, when you go in and you start actually using a razor, that hair then has to go through the skin again, which is actually going to make you more itchy. So just save yourself that few days in between. Don't use a razor. I think from there, that's pretty much what we kind of have to look at when we're looking at our scalp health. Make sure your skin is clean. That's the main thing. Rinse off any products if you put them on. And again, guys, if you don't know and it's really irritating to you, go see your doctor. Make sure you're okay. You could always change products. We have, you know, various glues, various tapes. There's different combinations you can use. I'm sure you can find something that's not irritant to your skin and keep your skin healthy. You know, a happy head is a happy hair system wearer. That's a good thing. And so we can start off with some questions. I don't know if anybody has any questions about this or anything else. I'm here. You can pick my brain, go from there. Anything? Oh, they're getting them up. My scalp is extremely dry, has dandruff, and it becomes extremely itchy. Which product should I apply before I tape DAM 106 with tape? So like I said, if you do have the dandruff, I don't know whereabouts you are, get some Nizoral. That'll definitely help. I know it's helped a lot of clients that I've suggested it to. Again, if you are, try the KB Skin Mend. Like I said, it does leave a really good coating. This stuff does not come off. I'll be washing my hands for a week now and it'll be on there for a while. So try, which camera am I doing it to? That one? That one. I never know a camera. There we are. Yeah, so try this KB Skin Mend. See if that helps for you. And yeah, also too, when you are doing your services, make sure you rinse that scalp really good. But the Nizoral should help. Try that out. See what you think. Yay! I'm glad you love them. I love doing them. I know it's been a while. Unfortunately, our last one got canceled. We had like no power. Like it went out a half hour before. So I'm glad to be back. It's definitely an awesome thing to do. I've been using Skin Mend and it has a strong smell. Is there another product that works like one but smelling less? You know what? That's the clove that actually smells like that. I know it's an interesting... I love it. I don't know. I find it addictive. But anyway, yeah, you can definitely, you don't have to use this one. If you don't like this one, you can definitely try the Skin Prep. Skin Prep's not as strong, but it's definitely going to do a lot. Like, you know, this one, Scalp Protector's been around for a long time. So it definitely does still work and still does the job. what you could do is possibly do a coating, let it dry, do another coating just to kind of get that extra, I don't know what to say, the extra layer of it on there, and see if that works, because this one really has like no smell at all. So you can try the scalp protector and see if that one works better. Which one works better, spray or dab on? Honestly, it really makes no difference. If you're doing this, as a salon owner on a client, you definitely want to go in with the spray and not a dab on, because I can use this on multiple clients. So this is what I use in the back when I'm doing clients, because again, I don't want to contaminate this one here. But if you're doing it on yourself, this one dabbing on, putting it on works just as good. So for home use, definitely, if you're using it on clients, you want to do the spray. When I'm using this on clients, I'll actually pour it into a little cup and use a brush, so I'm not contaminating the product. Point regarding not putting on a hair system on it was the store's plus is a scalp. Plus, one should refrain from putting your hair system back on. However, you're bringing yes, okay. Waiting for the second half of it. When you work every day with the public, you don't have the luxury to keep your hair off. Just saying. Yes, that's true. So what I would suggest in the situation like that, in the event that, say, for example, you had an allergic reaction and you shouldn't be putting the system back on, having just a tape, maybe a daily tape that you could use while that head is healing, might be the way to do it. Definitely don't use glue. So if you are having an issue with your hair system and you have like an allergic reaction, again, it's going to be sore. Number one, make sure you're cleaning it properly, but then use maybe a daily tape, like a red tape, to just keep that system on, say, while you're working. Take it off at night if you can. Let that head breathe. Most likely at some point in time, if you're having an allergic reaction, the doctor might give you some medication. You're going to want to put that on. That might be a way of going about it. But yes, I completely understand. If this is your lifestyle, I get it. You don't want to have to, go out with no hair at all. So maybe as just in case, have some just tape to use at that point. We just don't want you to suffer and make your situation worse. Hi, John. Windsor, Ontario. Yay. Thanks for joining. Okay, so I'm nervous to pick what's best for me. Too many choices. I would rather come in. If I come in, how quickly can I get everything I need and cut and style? Would I have to come back in person? Good question. So you could essentially do an online consultation where you can get majority of the information that you need. Maybe break it down to how many systems would be a good option for you. Usually with the online consultations, they can at least determine, the type of system that would be best for you, perhaps the size, all that information. Also, too, what you could do is have a couple options here. So this is the thing. A lot of the times we'll have somebody come in, and especially if they're coming from far away like Windsor, they'll order a piece, they'll have the piece here, once the piece is here, they book their appointment to come in and have it cut. Now, if we have a couple options, it makes our lives a little easier so that at least we have options so we know which one would be the best for you. Because again, online is a little difficult sometimes. We think one thing, but then it's another. So perhaps having a couple options, and then when you definitely come in, we can pick the best one for you and then have it installed. And then, yeah, so you're not having to come back a couple times. That would probably be the easiest way. The more I shave my head, it takes a while for my hair to grow back. What's the minimum hair length do I need to get hair to get it? Okay, the more I shave my head, it takes a while for my hair to grow back. What's the minimum? Oh, you mean to get a hair system? You want to have at least, it all depends on what kind of style you're looking for. If you're looking for something like a disconnected cut, meaning, those hairstyles where they're kind of longer, but they're really shaved on the side, then really you don't need any hair on the side. We can give that look to you also. However, if you're looking for perhaps maybe the generic men's haircut, when I say that, I mean, short, little longer on the top, then we at least need, at least 1.5 to 2 inches just for us to blend into, something that we can work with. the more hair we have to work with, the better we can blend it in to give you the ideal look you're looking for. Yeah, so while you're doing rinsing and conditioning a system, definitely a brush is great. You want to watch out with what kind of brush you're using. You want to make sure the brushes have, so not those like bristly brushes where it's just like that, like plastic. That can definitely tear at the system itself. So using something like that could tear at the lace. You want to make sure they're the thicker bristles, you know, with the little balls on the end. Definitely kind of going in with something like that. It's going to work a lot easier for the hair system. And it's a great thing to use in the shower. We do it here, like when I'm washing a system, I wash the system, brush through the shampoo and conditioner, and then rinse it. If you're doing it in the shower, same sort of idea. You can put your shampoo in, brush it through, rinse really well, conditioner, brush it through, rinse really well. So yeah, brushing while you're shampooing is great as long as as long as you're using the proper brush. Can an option for sensitive scalp using the got to be? Oh, I hate this question. I can't recommend using we do have sensitive, like we do have different glues that are for like daily use. The problem with got to be is it's not made for scalps. It's made for hair. And if you're putting that on your scalp, you could still have an allergic reaction. Just FYI, I don't recommend it because it's not made to be put on the skin. It's made to be put on hair, where anything to do with hair systems, like the adhesives, are made for skin use. So again, I can't condone it, but what you do on your own time is really up to you. But yeah, for me, I just can't condone using a product that is made for hair to be put on skin. So sorry, I can't really give you too much information. I've never used it. I have had no experience with how it works on clients or what kind of reactions they have. So unfortunately, I can't really say too much about it. Sorry. If I get a unit, can I get 2 units? Will my other unit be fine sitting? Yeah, definitely. You know what? Getting 2 systems is actually ideal. You never know what might happen to your other system while you're wearing it. It's good to have 2 systems, one waiting for you just in case. No, if you leave them in the bag and you have it stored, nothing's going to happen to it. You know, it's going to be completely fine. So no, getting 2 units is actually an amazing idea. It's going to ensure that you have a system when you need it, because you never know what's going to happen. I've seen people light their barbecues, catch their hair on fire, and I have seen that happen. So you want to really make sure, yeah, that you have something waiting for you. That's actually an amazing idea. Oh, thank you. So nice. Thanks for watching. Next one. Oh, John. Seems a bit rough. I don't have gray hair on my hair. Matching seems a bit rough. I don't have gray hair on my head. So again, John, I know that's probably, yeah, one of the harder ones to do. Usually they can match you pretty good when you're doing a consultation. If you have, I think the hardest part is if you have lighter colored hair. Lighter colored hair is a little bit hit and miss sometimes. We do have swatches. So if you're looking to just do it yourself, you can always purchase one of our hair swatches. We have the men's hair color rings, I guess they're called online. And if you do get one of those, you can actually match it up to your hair and see which one matches the best. And you can send it back to us afterwards, that's fine. However, you can always talk to our customer support. They'll be more than happy to try to match your hair color. Even sending us pictures sometimes give us a better idea of what hair color you're looking to do. And again, in the event that the hair doesn't match, say you get the hair system, you take it out of the package, you take a look at it, you match it up, you say, it's not really my thing. You can, as long as the system has not been altered, you haven't cut it, you haven't washed it, you haven't done anything, you can send it back to us and we can exchange it for a different color. So it's a really great option, definitely, to, you know, perhaps get that hair piece, just see first, you know, even looking online. I know sometimes our colors, everyone's computer's a little different, but actually, you know, our marketing team has done a great job at, you know, taking photos of all the different colors of pieces. So usually when you even click on the colors, it's going to show you what that color of piece is. If it looks close to yours, you can always take a chance. And like I said, if it doesn't work, you can always send it back to us and we can exchange it for a different color. What about Ebon Wonder Lace Bond? You know what? I'm not gonna lie, I have not tried that product yet. But if it is for a hair system or it's for lace, I mean, I'm assuming because it's called Lace Bond, definitely you can try it out. If it should be a good product to try out, if it's actually made for hair systems, yeah, you can try that out and see how that works for your system. I'll have to look into that product. I have not heard of it as of yet, but I always like learning new stuff, so I'll have to look into it and see what I think about it. You're rocking color tear. Oh, thanks. You want to try? Hey, you could try a blonde, man. I mean, I have seen people, we have had clients that actually, younger clients even, that have done gray-haired systems or like really white-haired systems. And you know what? Really, in the end, what you decide to do, I mean, the great thing about hair systems, you want to try something fun? Go ahead, do it. There's nothing wrong with that. Great thing too also is if you do have like a disconnect cut where you're shaving everything, you can rock any color on top that you want. It's going to look cool. Any more? Oh. We're training a new camera guy today. Or oh, here we go. Eric, what's the longest time that you can get the hair system on without having any smell? Oh, that's actually a good question. It really depends on what system you're wearing. So for example, if you're wearing a skin-based system, you can always technically, it depends on what product you're wearing. If you're wearing a system and you feel it smelling fairly quickly, it's probably, and I know this sounds weird, but it's probably the actual adhesive you're using versus using, versus you yourself. I have guys that have systems on for weeks at a time. I can take a skin base off and it doesn't have an odor to it. So usually if there is like a really nasty smell, it's probably your adhesive. You're probably not necessarily allergic to it. Maybe your just chemistry isn't, you know, going along with it too well. So maybe try a different adhesive. I'm gonna cough, I know it. If, however, you're using like a lace system, because those are breathable, there really shouldn't become an odor to it either, because there is basically some circulation of air. Again, if there is kind of an odor to it, maybe try changing your adhesive. Sorry, I have to get some water here. I've talked too much today. Surprise. Okay. Okay, so if you actually are having some smell, definitely try a different adhesive, because that is the main key when something like that is happening. So, for example, I don't know if you know what kind of adhesive you're using. Because if there's something that you're using and you know there's kind of a smell afterwards, I definitely try something different, because there's probably some chemical reaction with the adhesive itself. I have had this happen with some people. And again, we've changed their adhesive and then they've had no problems. So try to maybe change the adhesive you're using. The blue one with the holes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Extendabond has a tendency of doing that. So now I don't know. Do you have a skin base or do you have a lace base? It's lace? Okay. Yeah. Definitely try something different. Unfortunately, Extendabond, though it's an amazing product, is a culprit for having that kind of reaction with people. If it is, you know, having that smell to it, definitely try something else. Maybe try the Ultra Hold. You can try the Walker tape signature series. Those two are both very strong tapes. You can also try the super tape. That might be an option. I don't know which your longevity you're getting out of the Extendabond, but yeah, I mean, any of the ones I just told you, try one of those. See how you are with those ones, because yeah, the Extendabond has a tendency of doing that sometimes, unfortunately. Company is amazing. Thanks. Most companies have urged too much, constantly maintain monthly. Yeah, your affordable looks amazing. Like, yeah, you know what? We really are affordable, and honestly, it is. I think we're really changing the face of the hair systems. Hair systems used to be only affordable by people who could, not sell their children to get one. So, at least now anybody can get a hair system. They are affordable for all people, all walks of life. So yeah, it is a really great company. It's really great to have that option for people so everybody can have hair, not just the wealthy. So that's, yeah, it is a good thing. Which solvent is the best option for 106? When you say solvent, are you referring to cleaning solvent or cleaning solvent? So if you're looking to clean the 106, the main key is to remove that adhesive without damaging the lace. So the key for me is when I'm cleaning anything with a lace base is I will actually soak the hair part first to remove that tape from the underside and then remove all of that other tape. You can use essentially anything. You can use our C22. Just grab some products. So solvents for cleaning. Did I get that one? Yes, I did. So solvents for cleaning would be really C22, for example. This is going to work really good on your scalp and on the hair system. You can use it on any system. It's going to work great. A little bit more of an oily residue. However, the KP Pro Solvent, this one is going to be less oily. Again, you can use it on the skin. If you're very sensitive, this is more for the one you want to use. If you have a sensitive scalp. So this one is going to be used on the skin, on the system. It's going to work both ways. Okay. If you're looking to just clean a system, these two are really good. Okay, here we go. These two are really good. This one says it's skin safe, the Action. If you have a sensitive skin, though, I don't advise it because we have had a lot of people react to this one who have sensitive skin. So it can be used on the skin, but only if you don't have sensitive skin. And then there's rapid release. This one is to just clean the system. You do not use this on your skin at all. You want a really well ventilated area. It is really strong. Like I don't really use it here. I think I can use, I mean, this is usually my go-to, the C22. I find it pretty much works on everybody, and this also is my go-to because really I don't have any reactions to clients, and it cleans the systems really well. And you can use it on all systems, even the M106. So those are actually really good. Your clients with gray hair assured me we should smell washer unit. Okay, I've heard about smelling. Your clients with gray hair assured me it shouldn't smell. Plus washer unit. Yes, about the glue. What? Oh, he's just commenting. Okay, sorry, my bad. I'm thinking it's a comment. I'm like, huh, what? Any other questions? It's gotta love lives, eh? You never know what's gonna happen. At least we're here, that's all I care about. Eric, I just keep it a max a week. I can't really stand the smell, but I don't see myself without hair. Thank you, we'll try, yeah, definitely try another adhesive. Try one of those, even if it's within a week. Yeah, try something else. Try the Ultra Hold. Honestly, try the Ultra Hold. I have yet to have anybody kind of have an issue with smell with the Ultra Hold. Even lace tape is really good. Any of those ones can, the blue lace tape is actually pretty good also, and I've had people have issues with that one too. Anything else? Yes? Oh, we're good. Leon, what's the best advice to remove glue from the lace? When you're removing glue from the lace, are we removing, so I don't know what glue you have on lace, because you shouldn't have glue on lace unless it's glue from Ghost Bond perhaps. If you're removing any kind of glue from lace, you want to, I usually go to the dollar store. We have, like, you know, the little cleaning brushes with the bristles. Once I've soaked the piece, I will literally go in with a cleaning brush and just kind of brush it out. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer because you are kind of scrubbing. You want to be not too hard on it where you're ripping at the lace, but at the same time you want to kind of get that adhesive out. Sometimes it's really about soaking it enough that it's going to break down that adhesive so you can really kind of get it off. But yeah. Laces are always a little harder if you're going to get glue on it, though, so just be careful with that. Oh, Christina's the best, eh? Yeah, she's awesome. She's a great stylist. I will let her know. I'll give her the feedback. I use Ghost Bond on my scalp, but I also feel it's a nightmare to... Oh, yeah. Ghost Bond is great to put on. It's a real big pain to get off. I mean, when you're getting it off your scalp, this is a little trick we use here, is what I usually do is once I take off the system, if there's any kind of Ghost Bond left, I actually will take a hot towel, nice and hot as you can handle it, and kind of sit that towel on the head of the client for a little while. What that will do, it'll help to actually loosen up any of that adhesive on the head, and then I literally just kind of roll it off. So if there's any kind of gummy adhesive left, it'll just kind of roll off. Or you can get a comb and kind of comb it through to kind of take it off. Any of those really work, but I do like the hot towel method, and it's nice for the clients, so it'd be nice for yourself too. You can just take a hot towel under like hot water, you know, squeeze it out as much as possible, then put it on your head and just let that soak in for a few minutes. And literally that will help to take the glue off. I hope that helps a little bit, but yeah. I don't know if anybody has any more questions. I know we're getting about to that time, but anything else, guys? Or are we good for today? Give you a couple seconds to write it out. We're not all like speed demons with the... can I get a download from your Care for Hair system? I'm not quite there for trimming units. If I order online after shaving, it's hard to see the correct hairline. Can I get a download for your Care for the Hair systems? I'm not quite there for trimming units. If I order online after shaving, it's hard to see the correct... Sorry, just so I understand kind of what you're saying. So we do have a lot of videos online for doing different things. If you're shaving, so a little hint, I know that we do have pre-cut systems, so you can have it pre-cut to the size that you're looking for. If you're looking to, for trimming your hair, a little tip is take the system, once you've taken it off, if you have any kind of like dry erase markers or like chalk markers or even China markers, something that's going to wipe off easy, you can kind of put your system on. And what I suggest is then taking that pencil and kind of just marking where it is around the head. Take the system off. You'll be able to see the marks on the head. It will make it easier for when you're shaving it off. Try that if I understood correctly. But yeah, like, I mean, trimming the system yourself, if you're not too sure, you can definitely order that online. We can actually trim it to size for you. So that's another thing that you can do if you don't want to trim it yourself, because I know it can be tricky. You don't want to screw up the hairline. So definitely, if you have something that needs to be trimmed, you can order for a trim down. I think it's only like $10. Don't mark my words on that. But yeah. It's not that expensive to get it trimmed down. So we'll actually trim it down prior to shipping it out to you. But just remember that once we trim the system, it is a final sale. So you can't actually return it at that point. So make sure you're okay with the piece itself first. And I think that's it for today. So guys, it's been great being back. And you know, I really do appreciate everybody coming in to join the live today. We shall be back in about a month. And till then, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to call our customer support. They're amazing. They'll be able to help you out with anything. And until next time, I will see you later and signing out. Have a good one, guys.